First off, we start off with the Monon High Bridge Trail, Julian Powell account, February 2017, Street View added in. And this was done when the sun was at this angle, and it appears in the shadows, covered with some frost, ice, or snow. Someone has asked me to go through and look through these images and see if I can locate the weather that day. And according to a lot of people who said that they had access to this person's image storage upload through Google, maps.google.contribs, yada yada, this was taken X number of hours or uploaded X number of hours before or after some specific date. That still has to be confirmed, and the way to do that would be the person who had control over the account simply going through all of their images and making them publicly visible so that we can look at them and evaluate that idea. So let's move on. Monon High Bridge Trail, February 2017. Google cap on top of the head. Doesn't really help us see the person at all. And we have the same image with the person leaning in, mugging for the camera. And it's a very small image, so I'm going to zoom in on it right now. That's the best we get, which isn't very good. This is the LinkedIn profile that was imaged April 11th, 2020. Every once in a while, LinkedIn forgets to prevent you from looking at the page and demanding money or demanding you be involved with them. The LinkedIn profile states Indiana Department of Correction, Logansport Community School Corporation, and managing member Gynomi. I'm responsible for making the world a better place at Gynomi, 2016. Let's continue back. Special Counsel Associate Subaru. So 2016 through 4 years forward, 2020, and also Indiana Corrections. Okay. Next, what else we got? Military Police is claimed on the LinkedIn profile. And manager at Sprint, 2016, backwards for 6 years. Logansport Community College, Indiana University Kokomo, and Operating Systems and You, becoming a power user, license and certifications, technical support fundamentals, interesting credential idea, telecommunications, customer satisfaction, inventory, etc. And that's what it said as of April 2020. Move forward a little bit. Here it is, a live copy, and I'm going to show you literally up here, LinkedIn, Julian Powell, yada, yada, yada. And it's Julian Powell, 386, 373, 34. And we have, well, activity linked by Julian Powell to something. Here we have some religious posting. You're never to something for something something. CL activity, you have to join to be able to see the rest of it. So saying there's two people in Indiana currently that have the same name and that we could be listening to a completely different person when people are showing not just these photos from the internet, but apparently an actual picture from a video, I'm going to say I'm probably very wrong, and it's definitely the same person. So let's continue forward. Quora. It's using the other image. And it starts with all of this information. And you can look up questions and answers and time and date stamps if you click each one of these. And it starts from 6 years ago. Is there any validity to the argument that the judicial branch of the U.S. government has seized authority from the legislative branch? And he tries to answer that. What does it feel like to have ADHD? And he goes on about that a couple of times. Okay. And this is an archive of the same thing that was made at one time in the past, February 2022. Okay, not much of the past, really, was it? But that's Quora. And we're seeing a consistency in the facial expression, the way the photos are taken. Mr. Powell is obviously going out of his way to make sure it has an extremely forced focus effect. Twitter status on December 16th, the 31st, 2016, on Twitter. someone pointed out that the person's Twitter account has been erased and you can't get access to the information. I asked a couple of times on several videos, all I need is a link to twitter.com/JPOWELL269 status so we can see the same picture and get information from all the way back in 2016 before a certain incident in Indiana. Here's another one, 2017, February. Contributing high-resolution photos to Google Maps is expensive. How about a little quid pro quo for your local guides using Project something? And just to make sure of that, we're going to go back here. It is an archive done through archive.today. All right? And then we go to the next one. Again, there's only a few of them that are old like this, by the way. Here we are, March 2017. Most cell phone auto-connect to known generic network names. Most routers log connections. Just a thought, and then the Delphi girls. After the murders happened, Julian began to post commentary, and also did an image apparently from the bridge. And this is very consistent. Or this is someone cosplaying being the person from the Google account. I'm going to say that. I'm also going to say I'm totally wrong in saying it, tentatively. Now we're going to go a little further forward. His response to things, these reply tweets, would be stored not just on his status, but on the status for Jay Shetty. If someone archived anybody he replied to, those archives may be more telling and more useful than archiving Mr. Powell's account. Let's move forward. And now we look at the Wayback Machine. We can type in twitter.com/jpowell269/ and the key here when we do that is that we really have to make sure that up here we put an asterisk at the end of it. And when we do that, we gain access to all of these archives. 10,000 individual tweets from 2019 forward. And that's what we have to work with. That's all the tweets, all the way till January 16th, 2022. Archive.org saved everything Jay Powell posted. Even if he's made them private, erased them, even if you think there's redactions and modifications, those are the way the tweets are stored. The thing is, that's when they were stored. That isn't when they were posted. Some of these could be from 2017, around when this horrible incident happened in Delphi. This just means that people started paying attention to Mr. Powell in 2019, approximately November 19th, and made one capture in most cases. Not all cases, but most cases it was one, which means there is a set of records of all of these tweets, and they're just numerical tweets. You'd have to dig through them to figure out when they were posted and what they were about. And we can just look at this one. I'll open a new tab, and we'll just go ahead and look at it as it resolves and see if it brings up something useful. Some of these are going to be blank. Some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be broken. Some will redirect to some random page or just do the hokey pokey. And that shows November 19th. And there it is. Shifting forward. And we got this one. And now we're back to the individuals in question. So, to repeat, the individual who went under the name Julian Powell that contributed the images that a lot of us used, including probably the 360 I was using when I did my first video on this, is probably this individual. And I say probably even though I said I don't really have any proof of it, because finally I just found it. Now, I didn't get anybody to tell me what the URL for the Twitter account was, or that he had a LinkedIn account, or that it's still there, or that he had an account where he had postings and answers on Quora or any other websites. He had consistently used the same icon or a very similar icon. He had went out of his way to make sure he was trackable that way. And that's the data. Request. To anybody who has communication with this individual, instead of giving them a platform and communication and maybe fame, and maybe clout, Ask him to go to his Google account and just simply open up his image storage so that we can see the information that's been redacted from the maps, because we do need the 360 images again. The individual created them and loaded them on Google, unless he did something very unusual. He did mention he was doing it through a specific project. Unless he did it through something very unusual, it would be stored under his photos, the old photo storage area. I did a video a while back how to find that. I'll put a video up on how to do that as well. I want someone to ask this individual if he still has access to his Google account, which obviously should be true, and if he knows that he can just simply make all of those images that were on the maps available, including the 360 downloadable files. They are technically downloadable. We do need them because we do not have 360 views like this provided. He provided a great service February 2017, and if it's in our best interest, it should be something that this individual would want to provide, and I'm sure that he will. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yes, you have now 10,000 URLs to sort through if you wish to find any data, and it could be from years back or just a few weeks before he made everything invisible. Good day.